Welcome back, guys. I appreciate you you coming here. We're a day late and always $1 short, but we are here now. I'm on location here. We're at the day farm here with the parents. So the microphone's not going to be so good. I did bring my sweet little microphone here with me, but we're just going to be using the microphone on the camera here. Also, the camera is a little tenuous, so if I get excited and bump the screen, she might fall off. So we are definitely in primitive days here, but I think it's going to be okay. I do want to apologize for not being here yesterday. I was ready to be there for it, but I haven't been sleeping so good, to tell you the truth. My mind is wandering. I'm thinking AI, and I'm thinking about women, and I'm thinking about money and all this good stuff. You know, the stuff that can be good. You know, it's all good stuff when you have plenty of it, right? Plenty of women, plenty of money, plenty of this. But when it's not there, she covers up your brain. And anyways, I don't know what it is. Just ain't been sleeping. So I got up to around about, I must have got about 2 hours of sleep. And that was on a night of traveling for 10 hours on about 3 hours of sleep. And I got about an hour away from the live stream, and I just said, I can't do it. And I knew my boys would understand. So do appreciate that. Be certain to let me know you're here, because I am definitely not extremely confident about, like, look at, I can't even see who's texting and not. So I'm going to close out this chat window here, and let's see if we bring it back up on a whole other computer here. So let's go over here and check and see if we're even live streaming. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to say here, hey guys, be sure to say yo. Let me know you're there. A little bit of wonkiness. Now, this says there's 2 watching. We had 4 here a second ago. So I'm a little bit curious about what's going on. If I've got multiple. Yeah, this says I got. No, there we're live. All right. Well, I don't know, guys. So, like I said, we're on site here. So if you are there, be sure to say yo and let me know you are here. Okay. So what do we got going? God, I got an itchy beard. That's what I got going. I'm like a dog. I need to get up against a bear, get up against a tree and scrape that up there on there and get that scratched. Okay, well, let's take a look at what we got going. We got some new stuff going on. I'll probably mention this again next week. I want to let you know, next week, Monday, is we're getting close to the Thanksgiving. And that is going to be a little bit more on the iffy side of what's happening, because could be traveling again. So that's at the end of the holidays, of course. Okay, I'm going to do this. We're going to do some of this stuff here. I ain't going to be able to see who's texting. As usual, we got the Wacky Races. So if you are here, man, get in there. You want to grab the Boulder Mobile. Hey-o. Although I will let you guys choose which one of these you want to be. Maybe you want to be in the meat machine. Dastardly and his dog. That dog's all going. Anyway, let me show you a few different things that we got going on here. I'm going to be popping back and forth kind of like this. But, okay. First of all, we're working on a new website. I know a lot of people have had problems finding Get Going Fast or finding stuff on there. And so I've actually, I'm working on an actual website. If you guys haven't been here before, next time you go to getgoingfast.pro, this will pop up. And then all you got to do is click the Proceed to Membership Site button, and that will set a cookie so that you don't come here every time. And then it'll just take you directly back over to here. okay, in the future. But one of the things that we've been doing with this is it's going to make a way so if people want to find their software, they can also find it here. Like here's the system checker script, and you can just click it, and that'll of course take you back over to the membership site here. Okay, but we got a bunch of stuff. I've been adding stuff. We got Root Floyd out here. Same thing. It'll be free with membership, but I'm putting up clips on here so that if people want to purchase, I don't know why. I mean, I think you just join as a member, you get everything for free, but sometimes people just like to straight out buy something. And so these will have the ability to do that as well. So anyways, we're fleshing this out. This is going to actually really help with get going fast on the internet as well. So just as a side note, when you guys are working on your own stuff, one of the things that I've been doing, and it hasn't served very well, is that we use these forward links. So like rope.getgoingfast.pro or framepack.getgoingfast.pro. And really what those are what's called, it's domain forwarding. So I create a subdomain and then I forward over to the Patreon site. Well, Google doesn't rank that because it's like assuming you have, it's like saying, hey, I've got I'm selling shoes. And they go, oh, great, where's your store? And you go, well, just pager me and I'll show up. And Google, because I don't have an actual location. So Google says that's not exactly the best. So they don't rank that. Okay. So by doing it the way that we're doing here now, actually Get Going Fast has a physical location now. And we actually should start showing up in the Google searches as well. Okay, so that's the big thing there. So like I said, if you do end up going to getgoingfast.pro for the first time, you will get this site. Okay, that's just kind of the big thing. You will get this site, but after you go there once, you won't get it anymore. Okay, let's pop over here, see if we got anybody paying attention here. So we got 4. So you guys need to say hi. I'm wondering if the chat is not enabled or not. Do be sure to say hi. Start a Q&A. Answer viewer questions live. Are you alive? Let's see what that does. Hey, are you alive? Your mouse over. All right. Well, anyway, we'll play around with that. Oh, there we go. There's Kombar Karl. There, we finally got someone come in, which means that Kombar Karl gets the number 1 place. Good to see you, Mr. Kombat. Do you go by Mr. Kombat or or by Mr. Karl? Anyway, so okay, there we go. Now we see this is working here. Good. I'm always a little bit wondering when we're here on location whether this is working. But anyway, let's go ahead. And I think what we will do here is we'll go ahead and pop into the actual weekly review. So let's do this real quick. I'm kind of clicking all over the place here because, like I said, I'm actually remote controlling into my computer. Oh, there you get a little bit of a headshot of what we're going to be working on. We're going to play this video on behalf of 9-Layer Nige, who made it for us, and we'll get into the weekly review.
Get going fast. Get going fast.
Yo. All right. Let's take a look at what we got going on here. All right. Let's get over to here. So we talked about Stable Video Infinity last week. So I don't think we need to talk any more about that. But basically, you can make 1-minute long videos. In fact, I know that we talked about this. Good thing, but a lot of the handworks are the same. So if you're doing something with a new picture, they're almost always going to make the heart symbol. They're going to do the thing. So really, you kind of need to train this on your own video, but very good start. And it took less than 10 minutes to make a 1-minute-long video, which is really good. Because I have 5-second long videos that take over 10 minutes. Okay, so we got some news here. California politician wanting to regulate and force video companies video game companies using AI to profit share. Okay, so basically this is just classic California need to regulate everything into oblivion sort of stuff. Let's take a look, though. A member of U.S. Congress is now called, he's a Democrat, has now called out Activision Blizzard's use of generative AI in Call of Duty Black Ops 7 and demanded tighter regulations to prevent companies from using AI to eliminate jobs. So in other words, they used it to do something, and they're like, we don't want you to use AI. We'll come back to this. It's not been the smoothest start for Activision's blockbuster shooter franchise. When Call of Duty Black Ops 7 launched last week, players promptly took to social media to complain about AI-generated images they had found across the game, primarily focusing on calling card images with a certain styling, following the trend of sort of. So, okay, let me just say here really quickly, what's going on here is people are playing the game, has nothing to do with how the game is. When they look at an image, they go, wait, that was AI generated, and it's just a stock card. It's just a card that has like the text on it. So they're upset about that. And here's where we're going to get at this. There are people that they hate AI. We already know there's a group of people in this world. There's a group of quote thinkers that they don't think things through. They react, and they hear AI and they just go, wah, wah, and they freak out. They're like, you're stealing from people, you're not paying this. So it doesn't matter, even if it's just like a card with text on it, which you did to save time so you could get the game done, so you could get it out to the players, they're going to freak out. So you got to understand that what we're talking about here is a group of dummies that aren't thinking through the things, they're just reacting because it's AI. Okay, which is exactly what they did. So you got some nitpicker sitting there going through everything looking to see if it was AI or not. Okay, so now because of these dummies, in a post on X Twitter, California Congressman has named Ro Khanna, he's a Democrat, slammed the developers' move to AI to extract greater profits. Oh, how dare a company try to make money? We need regulations that prevent companies from using AI to eliminate jobs to extract greater profits. So if you're so here we have AI. Okay, we have this technology which has come, which is fantastic and which you can use to make your business better. But if you make your business better, then we need to regulate you. There's something wrong with that because you made more money. Okay, which is a stupid thing because here we have let's say you as a small business and you use AI to make your own thing and you make an extra $1,000. Well, in the same vein here, you just profited off of AI. So really what they're getting down to saying is that you can't profit off of AI. Okay, so this right off is just nonsense. But okay, and then of course we need regulations to prevent companies from using AI to eliminate jobs to extract greater profits. Artists at these companies need to have a say in how AI is deployed. They should share in the profits, and there should be a tax on mass displacement. So right here, they're talking profit sharing. They're talking about turning it into a co-op. So this is all just massive unionization. This is, I know this is a word that people don't like to hear because it's like, oh, it's the boogeyman. But this is socialism. What they're saying is that that any company that uses AI should be this massively unionized company that is actually owned by the artists. Okay, but again, note these people what they're not saying though. Okay, what they're not saying is they're not saying that it should be they're not saying that it should be owned by the janitors. They're not saying that it should be owned by, the bookkeepers. There's just the artists. So this is, again, you're talking a small group of people or a subsect of people here that get upset about how it affects them, but they're not really caring about the other people. Okay, you're saying, hey, you should share with us. Well, what about the janitor? Maybe you should share with the janitor, profit share with the janitor as well. Maybe you should, the guy that does the pipes. But no. And see, we want democratization of AI for everyone. We need to make the world a better place, unless it affects me. Okay, and that's where all this kind of stuff comes down to. The bottom line with this is how it affects people. But anyway, whatever. You could go on, but I probably beat this into the ground. Regulators are going to regulate. That's the bottom line. And you got to understand, no matter what it is, they're going to try to take something awesome and they're going to try to beat it into the ground and make it so that you can't profit. Okay. let's go over to this. This is ByRefNet Background Removal Plus. if there's anybody left after that last tirade, we'll move on to actual software here. Here we're on to ByRefNet Background Removal Plus. So this is a great software that you can actually see here. It can replace the backgrounds. Very easy, very fast. Okay, this is actually really incredible stuff. Here's some examples of stuff I did. Notice that same guy, put him here with the understanding AI. Look, it looks like he's actually resting on that as a table, which is very cool. And we've got Sydney Sweeney over here, of course. Now, let's see here. I've got the app up. I think I've got it up over. Oh, we need to go to here. Again, I'm remoting into my computer. Okay, I added a bunch of stuff to this. Okay, so this is the plus version. The original one, what you can do with it is you can just pretty much do an image. Hold on, let me get rid of this. You can pretty much just do an image and it will remove it. I added the ability to change the background. I added the ability to do videos. Let's see, this might have got turned off. Yeah, it got turned off. That's why it's erroring out there. But incredible stuff here. So, okay, so let's see here. This one glitched out a little bit. But here, notice once it kicks in. It's so gross. It cracks me up. Anyway, but notice you're able to put the background image there. Okay, so this is very fast. This happens in seconds. Okay, so over here you can set your transparent. You can set it as green, black, white, whatever. You do a custom image, put that in there, which is what I did there. I put that in there and then it used it as the background. Okay, you can actually do an image straight from URL. So if you're on a website that you find an image you want to use, just paste it in there and it does the same thing. And you can do all this stuff with the background as well. And this actually works really well too, this batch thing here. So what you can do is grab multiple images. You grab 10 images and it will do all of them and display them all. So that's actually all very good. This is all in the plus version of this. You got different types of models here. Each time you run one of these, if it needs to download a file, it will download it. Oh, that's why the error had this anime light is not working for some reason. That's why that wasn't doing its thing. That's the only one that doesn't work. But look at how fast that happened. Okay, look at how fast that popped out, that background. Okay, and if I go over here, you know, again, we could do the green background. It'll pop through that real fast. Okay, and that's, of course, you know, for green screening and whatnot. But like I said, you can also do your custom image. Just grab, you know, something. And it will put that in the background. Okay. So now what I would like to do, and I think I might work on here. I'm on vacation at the moment, but I think what I might do is, that one didn't work over, is actually work on getting a moving video in the back. So you can actually have moving video with them as well. So this is ByRefNet. This is very cool software. And you can get this over at ByRefNet.getgoingfast.pro. So I'll do a video on this at some point. It's a little bit hard to do videos from here. Obviously, you can install this manually through Gradio. But if you want the plus version, head over to ByRefNet.getgoingfast.pro. You get the version that we were just looking at. All right, let's pop on over to here and let's see if anyone else has popped in. We've got a few people watching us. Kombar Karl, again, hello to you. Sup? So we've only got one person coming in. Kombar Karl's going to take the whole wacky race here if you guys don't pop in. So you better get to saying hi. We are a day off, as I mentioned before, from normal. So people a little bit off. Usually we run these on Mondays, right? But today is Tuesday. And as I mentioned, I traveled 10 hours with no sleep. And here we are. All right, we got a new fella here, Hayseedplowboy. Hey, guys, I'm new here. Really haven't got far enough along to ask and stuff. Was wondering if I can use my 4060 Ti, 16 gigabytes to run Sage 5.0, and use my RTX Titan to run the model. So what he's talking about is he's talking about using dual GPUs. I'm going to be honest, I'm not really a hardware guy. I don't really know about using dual GPUs. If I had 2 GPUs, I'd probably figure it out for you. So I don't really know. I'm assuming you need Sage attention. Is that what you're talking about there, Hayseed? Come on over, and what I would do is come on over to the Discord and ask questions over there, because those guys, you know, listen, we all know what we know. I know what I know real well, and those guys know what they know real well. And there's going to be fellas over there going to be able to help you with your GPU questions. So we're happy to have you, Hayseed. Head on over to Discord, ask those guys what they think about that. Yo. All right, let's pop on back over to here. So we got our BuyRefNet. Okay, so made a video here on where to get support. So I won't go too deep into this. We've talked about this before. Pretty much this is just helping people understand how to get support through Get Going Fast. So pretty much when you sign up as a farmhand member, you get Discord privileges. So like you can come over to the Discord, you can ask questions, and we'll try to help you out, okay, with what you got going. Usually with text, it's kind of a waiting thing. I mean, listen, we try to help everyone out, but if you're a farmhand member, I'm like, yeah, okay, you member, let's give you a little bit more attention. We go up to what's called the Rancher class, and I think we could actually look at that over here real quick. Yeah, we go up to, there's our Prairie Dog. We have Prairie Dog, which is basically you can get in there, throw out some large language model stuff to you. You get the news, the farmhand, you get that. Then we get up to our Rancher class. And the Rancher class is, you get about an hour of my time, personalized time, every month. So I'll spend 1 hour with you a month. Plus, you're on my radar. I'm going to help you out a little bit more than other people. But we're going to actually sit together. And then you got the Gunslinger, and you get me for 4 hours a month. Like there's actually like personalized mentoring and setting up your computer, getting things going. That's quite a bit of time. And so that's pretty much what we're talking about here. Those are the different ways that you can get support. You can leave messages on YouTube. Some people do that, but the YouTube messaging is probably the least effective way to get hold of us. You can leave messages here on getgoingfast.pro itself. Although, again, that's not the most effective way, but more effective than YouTube. And the best way is to get over to the Discord. The Discord is the #1 way to get support, because there's always someone hanging around, and you can get on there. All right, let's move on to the next thing. I wonder how many of you guys have fallen into this trap before, the Pinocchio trap. So this is one of the worst things that you can do to your system is install Pinocchio. Okay, it's absolutely just a nonsense app that people want to use because it gets them going like straight away. They're like, oh, okay, I don't know anything about AI. I just want to run this app, and they run it, and it gets something working, but it's like it works one time, and then it's broke after that, and that's because it doesn't. It's like this. I put up these pictures. It's like, oh, it looks great. It looks like it's all sweet, but it's actually bad on the inside. And the reason is because it installs stuff without paying attention to what it's installing. And then you end up with a system where nothing works. Everything's broken. Okay. And then I can't tell you the number of times that I have come back and people are telling me, oh, my system doesn't work, and it comes up because you have Pinocchio, and it can, and then they just want to uninstall it, but it doesn't matter. The mistakes have already been made. So I end up going in there, and then you have to pay money to get your system fixed again, because it's not always a simple fix. It can get as bad as having to reinstall Windows. Okay, because stuff gets into your system drive so deep that that sometimes it's really hard to get out. Let's see, where's this picture here? There it was. It's not showing it, but there's a picture here of a room with a whole bunch of sinks installed. There you go. That's pretty much what Pinocchio does to your system. It just sets up a bunch of stuff that you don't need all over the place, and then you're just a wreck. So, okay, let's see if anyone said anything over here. Hey, Seeds, my Titan will only run Sage 2.2, but the 40 series runs the new Attention. Yeah, I don't know. I find that the old Attentions all work pretty good for what I need, so I haven't had a need to like really up to the newest, greatest. But again, I would say that's a Discord thing there. All right. So, but we can definitely help you out. Just got to get to the right place. All right, let's go up here. Okay, this was just more huge update to the BiRefNet background removal. And then here's probably the big news y'all are wanting to know about. Here's the Hunyuan 1.5 first day releases. So Hunyuan has been released. Now, this is just classic. This is how that goes, right? Like I go, I'm going to take a much needed break and go on vacation. And the day I go on vacation, Hunyuan 1.5 pops out. The day. It's like, hey, let's go on vacation and let's drop something huge. Okay, so here I am sitting here trying with a brand new thing, and I'm not really able to completely test it, but got some testing done. So let's watch the video here. You can at least see the video of some of the stuff they're making. I think maybe I'll turn the sound off this. Now, keep in mind, this new Hunyuan, this actually has 1080p ability. We're not going to be able to run 1080p on our local computers, at least not yet. We're going to have to wait for Kijai to quant a bunch of stuff. Right now that we can run out Battlestar Galactica. Right now we can do 480p videos. Okay, so I did some Ninja Turtle kissing videos, and they turned out fine. Again, I haven't had a whole lot of time to play with this, but it looks good. I can get the 480p. I've been using an FP8 model. The FP8 model, of course, is going to be the smallest model possible. So I'm not going to get anywhere near to this level of graphics. But I was popping stuff out in 60 seconds. So that's good news for people with down to 16 gigabytes of VRAM. Let's go over here and show you this really quick. We did have over here, I have already created the model manager for you guys. So if you guys do want to play this and you're a member, okay, you can go get the model manager. If you do this full install here, you just got to put this outside of your Comfy UI folder. This will actually do the minimal one. So this will do the FP8, and it works with the, it comes with the workflow that's called, I think the Ultimate 1.5. So it's like day 2 and we already have an Ultimate, so they, whatever. That will work with that. Then if you need to go, if you want to use the official ones, you can go into here and look at all these different ones you can choose from. Notice you got your I2V, that's going to be your image to video, your text to videos. So you can choose which one you want. The one that like I said, that it auto downloads is this, the FP8. Okay, so that's going to be the smallest thing. It's like 2 gigabytes. The other ones you're talking like you're getting into 8 gigabytes, 13 gigabytes, quite large models. But you play with it. What you do is you load the workflow, and then you see what it wants, and then you can download it here using the model manager. So this is available for FarmHam members. Very easy to, very easy to get the stuff you want. And then notice you can also delete them too, so you can save space. So you can add, delete, easy peasy peasy. And you can get this over at getgoingfast.pro. I think, let's see if we did this. Okay, we don't have a quick thing to it, so you'll just have to go to getgoingfast.pro and find it. We also have it over here. If you go to getgoingfast.pro tools, Hunyuan 1.5. Again, this is the new website that I'm working on. You can find it over here on this one as well. But pretty much just pop to there, and there it is. There's your model manager. So get going with that and come share the stuff that you're working on, because definitely want to see how that's all working out for you. Okay. I think we're going to close this up here soon. We got a few things. The very real difficulty in creating AI products. This is hilarious article. So pretty much this teddy bear thing came out, but they couldn't block the LLM from talking about sex, which is really the big issue with using chatbots as a business model. Is there's just no way to keep them from getting hacked at this point. There's always someone that can figure out how to make it do something it shouldn't do. And they got this bear basically to talk about kink and BDSM and this kind of stuff. This bear is going to be worth $1 million. So they've already taken it off the market. It was $100. Guarantee this bear will be a big thing. So, yes, he was discussed graphic sexual topics and details, how to tie knots for tying up partners and role play dynamics. So obviously your kid is never going to talk with it about that, but your pervy uncle or older brother or sister is going to get it to do that. So that's really the big issue. The big problem with LLMs is I don't know how you protect it. I don't know how you protect it from hacking like that. So I don't know. Someone will figure it out, and then we'll have lots of products. All right, let's look at the last one here. These 3 tips. So this is a good video for you to watch. These are things that I do on everyone's computer when they ask me to come in and help with the computer. And essentially what we're doing is we set up an administrative command prompt. We set up your browser to ask you where you want to download. And we make sure that when you do open command prompt, it's not opening up to PowerShell. These are all 3 tips you guys should walk through. Make them part of every reinstallation that you do. Okay. And I think with that, we have covered the week. The big news being, of course, this ByRefNet background removal. You guys should go check it out. It's fantastic. And then, of course, HoneyOne 1.5, the Discord stuff. So you should definitely come in there and start doing HoneyOne stuff. Come share it with us. I want you to come over to the Discord. I'm going to release a link over to a Discord here in just a moment so that you guys can come find it, and then you guys can ask stuff. As I said, I'm on vacation actually here I'm out in Oregon visiting the family. We hanging out. Dogs are getting dirty as hell out there in the mud every day, and I'm just sitting around eating mom's food and drinking coffee and whatnot till we get done with Thanksgiving. So I will be around, but again, I'll be releasing some stuff. Hey, I ain't gonna forget y'all. You my boys. But I'll be back full strength next week. If you do have questions, come over to the Discord. I can't say it big enough for that. All right. With that said, we're going to end this up here. Hayseed's from Kentucky. Good. I'd love to go visit Kentucky. I bet that's beautiful out there. I bet it's beautiful. So, what we can do here is let's go over here, check our top fans, and Hayseed's going to take the #1 place. So Hayseed gets the Boulder Mobile here in this wacky race, and Kombar Karl is going to get the Creepy Coop. Good job. So we only had 2 players, but it was a heck of a battle with Hayseed pulling out on top. Now, as I mentioned before, normally we're going to be here every Monday. Today's, of course, Tuesday. So my apologies on that, but we will be back. We will be back normal. I'll try to get this done next Monday, but I also might be traveling. But we are here every Monday. We'll talk about stuff. If I get enough of you guys popping in here, then we can do, later in the week stuff where we actually do more. We used to have a live Q&A, but no one ever really asked any questions. So I just was like, but if we get that interest up going again, we will do it. Yeah, that's right, Hayseed. You did win something. That's hilarious. So what we'll do, Hayseed, I don't know if you're working on building stuff, but pretty much when you win, if you have something that you want to promote, you got like your web page or you got a video you want to do, give it to me and I will put it up there and I'll tell people to go check it out. All right. So with that, I think we will say yo, catch you on the other side. Have a good Thanksgiving. Hopefully you can spend time with your family. and we will catch you on the other side. Oh, and be looking for the Discord link, which I'm going to drop here in just a minute. All right, you guys stay good, and we will catch you later.